Hi, I'm Mohan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Ofofo, an Agentic AI company in cybersecurity. SEBI has mandated regulated entities like alternate investment funds, stockbrokers, merchant bankers, portfolio managers, basically everyone with SEBI registration number to comply to Cybersecurity and Cyber Resilience Framework, CSCRF, by 30th of June this year. SEBI has already extended the timeline twice so far, and it is essential for VC funds and other SEBI regulated entities to comply by the last date, which is 30th of June this year. CSCRF require funds to have endpoint detection and response EDR, encryption, backups, data residency in India, security operations center, network segmentation, employee training, NDAs with employees, NDAs with vendors, software bill of materials, asset management, and many other tools based on the size of your operations and data that you're processing. Sounds like something you can't do in the next 20 days, right? Let's see how you can use Ofofo's Agentic AI and implement the CSCRF guidelines for your fund in less than 20 minutes. All you need to do, go to ofofo.ai and request for early access. Once we approve your access request, you get to see our agentic flows like this. The first thing you have to do is to provide your fund name, and our agent will do a deep research to identify your SEBI registration number, your registered address, and collects all the details that are required to create a context for your organization. It also establishes whether you are an AIF or a broker, etc. As you can see, the agent was able to identify the details along with the type as AIF. CSCRF is an interesting and well-thought framework that categorizes you into either of these brackets. Either you are a self-certification RE, or a small-size RE, or a mid-size RE, or a qualified RE, based on variety of parameters like your operation size and AUM, etc. In the case of AIFs, it's the AUM and the number of investors that determines the category. You can provide your AUM. Ideally, the agent should have the capability to identify your category and create a detailed project plan and a document on how to implement it. As you can see, 400 crores is less than 3,000 crores, and hence our AI is able to categorize it as self-certification RE. Since you only have 2 weeks left to implement the CSCRF, our agent have automated the procurement process. All you need to do is sign the MSA and proceed to next steps. To sign an MSA, you need to provide some details. Let's fill them in. If some of the details are already present with the agent, then you don't have to fill them again. You provide the requested details and you're good to send it for signatures. The agent sends a signable contract with the pre-filled details. Ideally, the agent should create a document and send it to review and signatures. Let's check my email. I've got the email to sign the MSA and I've opened the link. As you can see, it accurately filled all the details like fund name, address, signatory details, etc. And it also includes the scope and licensing as well. Let's sign this document. Once you sign it, you can proceed to the next step. You can say, I've signed the documents, and it should ideally verify your signature and take you to the next step. So let's see the response. This is great. Now it's asking you to provide all your employee details for NDA signatures and IPS signatures. It also asks for number of employees, their emails, etc., etc. You provide these requested details. Now, what it should ideally do is it should send signable, non-disclosure, and intellectual property assignment agreements to all your employees. Let's see if our employees have received that. Excellent. Our employees have received the NDA and signed the NDAs. Now you can proceed to the next steps. Once the NDAs are signed, you're good to start the implementation. It automatically sends you the implementation steps for Acronis endpoint protection, which acts as a mass deployment tool, and you can push and enforce all the required controls required for CSCRF through Acronis. Let's see how our agents can deploy Acronis in your laptops. You would basically receive 2 emails. One, for setting up your Acronis account for your organization, and 2, to install Acronis in all your employees' laptops, whether they're Mac, Windows, Linux, it shouldn't matter. Let's see how the employee installs Acronis. You just click on the link in the email, it runs the script, and it eventually downloads all the policies and implements the controls required through a central push from Acronis. Once Acronis pushes the required policies and controls, Cloudflare's JetDNA is automatically implemented for all your employees, and you enter into a Cloudflare JetDNA network that is post-quantum safe in Mumbai, and all your employees are safely accessing your data and resources, irrespective of where they're working from home, they could be working from airport, or they could be actually joining from your office. Once this implementation is done, the agent sends cybersecurity awareness training to your employees. Once the training is done, it would ask you to download an Excel template and check the field data. Once you validate that and upload that to generate the reports, it should take not more than a minute to generate all the annexures and reports that are required for you to sign and send it to SEBI. That's it. As you can see, you have achieved CSCRF in less than 20 minutes. Did you think it was not possible for an agentic AI to implement complex frameworks like CSCRF? Ofofo makes it possible. Register today for early access on ofofo.ai today. Thank you for watching.